Cindric. Go ahead.
Matt, we just talked to your coach and we asked him about why you guys were so good offensively in the first quarter and then it didn't go as well after that. He said just execution, basically. From your position, in the middle of things, what did you see?
Yeah, obviously we executed well in the first quarter. I think just some things got a little sloppy technique-wise. Sometimes that first game, jitters going, a little bit of nerves. Sometimes you kind of lose some of that technique. So the good thing is it's a lot of fixable things. Obviously, we want to be better. We need to be better. But when we went in the film room, there's a lot of things that we can get better at this week. So that's the exciting part, and we know we can get back to what we did in that first quarter.
And jitters usually happen at the start, but
yeah.
But is it frustrating to look at the tape and see that you were so good early and then it kind of came apart after that?
Yeah, and it definitely is frustrating. When we looked at the film, there's a lot of things in those first two drives that we didn't do too well. We just kind of caught some lucky breaks. So those kind of started to catch up with us later in the game. And so, yeah, it's definitely a bummer. And when you look at the film, you're like, man, why couldn't we do that all game long?
But more fixable stuff.
A lot of fixable things, and a lot of fixable things that we came out in practice yesterday, and it looked much better. So we're excited about that.
Is there anything in particular that you guys fixed that you can tell us about?
Yeah, a lot of it was technique. A lot of it was just Nevada played. They stunted a lot. They moved a lot. So it's just getting your feet in the ground, staying low, just basic offensive line principles that sometimes you get away from when teams start moving. So it was really good yesterday to kind of rework that, and TCU is going to do a lot of the same things. So now that we've seen it, we know what to fix, and we're ready to go.
I was going to ask that. What kind of stunts does TCU like to run?
Yeah, they run a lot of we call it like the two inside guys come across your face, the outside guy will loop around. So a lot of things like that that's similar to what Nevada did, and just a lot of movement in general. So we'll be ready for it. We've seen it, and now we know what we need to do to defeat it.
Is the bowl game against TCU part of your film review? Do you know how much carryover there is?
Hasn't been too much. Obviously, we have a new offensive coordinator, so I know Angus was watching it a little bit. We haven't dug into it as an offensive line yet. I think there's Val and Will Craig are the only two guys that were playing back then. So we'll probably glance at it, but it probably won't be a main point of emphasis.
You guys obviously blocked really well on the run. Looked like maybe Chase was under fire a bit more than you'd like to see in the passing game. How do you tighten that up?
Yeah, obviously, we gave up a few more pressures than we wanted to. And that goes a lot back to just the technique things and understanding where that movement's coming from, being a little more disciplined to our rules, and being able to pick up those stunts. Because it wasn't, give credit to Nevada, they did a great job, but it wasn't necessarily what they were doing as much of what we could do to prevent it.
Anything else?